Good morning students and welcome to your online class of biology. Students, this is your second class of biology. In the first class, we had started the first chapter of your syllabus, that is fundamental unit of life, where we have studied about cell, discovery of cell, different types of cell theory and division of labor. Today, in the second class, we shall continue the same chapter and discuss the next topic, which is cell structure. As you can see here, I have written cell structure mainly contains these three parts. They are plasma membrane. Plasma membrane is also known as cell membrane. The second part is nucleus, and third are the cell organelles. Here we are going to study about these three parts in details, and in today's class we shall talk about the first part, which is the cell membrane or the plasma membrane. The cell membrane is the outermost covering of the cell and is selectively permeable in nature. So students, when we say that cell membrane is the outermost covering of the cell, it means that it surrounds the entire cell, forms the boundary of the cell, and hence provides a definite shape. So the cell membrane provides a definite shape to the cells. Next is, it is selectively permeable. Selectively permeable actually refers to permit something after selection. That is, it does not permit everything to pass through it. It is very selective in nature. It selects and chooses the materials to be passed through it. The point of selectively permeable will be more clear when we study the function of the cell membrane. So next is the functions. The very first function of the cell membrane is to separate the contents of the cell from its environment. As I have told earlier that it is the outermost covering, as it forms the boundary of the cell, hence it is very evident that it will be able to separate the contents. Contents here refers to the materials or the things which are present inside the cell. So it is possible by the plasma membrane only to differentiate or separate these contents, these things which are present inside the cell to whatever is present outside the cell. It is able to separate the things from each other. Also, by doing this, it provides a limited area for a cell to function. Next is, it helps in transfer of some materials in and out of the cell. Students, I just talked about selectively permeable nature of the cell membrane. So when I was talking about selectively permeable nature, I told you that it is very choosy in nature. That is, it does not allow everything to pass through it. And here it is written that it helps in the transfer. So it is quite evident that when it is transferring the materials, it will transfer only some materials which can go through it. It will not allow all the materials to go out of the cell or come inside the cell. So when it is doing the transfer, when it is doing the function of transferring the materials, it is selectively permeable. That is, it selects the material and allows them to pass through them. Okay? The next function is it protects the cell. Since it is the outermost covering, it is the external boundary, it overall gives a mechanical strength, provides a protection to the cell. Next is the structure of plasma membrane. To understand the function of the plasma membrane, that how it transfers the materials in and out of the cell, it is very important for us to understand the structure of the plasma membrane in details. There were many theories, students, regarding the structure of the plasma membrane, but the widely accepted model which describes the structure of plasma membrane is the fluid mosaic model. This fluid mosaic model was given by S.J. Singer and G.L. Nicholson in the year 1972. According to this biological model, Singer and Nicholson said that the plasma membrane contains a lipid bilayer. This lipid bilayer is basically formed of phospholipid in which proteins are embedded. The lipid bilayer gives fluidity and elasticity to the membrane. Small amounts of carbohydrates are also found in the cell membrane. The proteins help in membrane-bound transfer of material, whereas carbohydrates provide energy. Now, to understand whatever I said regarding the model, I have drawn here a picture of the plasma membrane. So here it is the section of a plasma membrane. Here this top layer is one of the layers of the lipid bilayer and this is the second layer. So these two form the lipid bilayer. Okay. So lipid bilayer, bi here means two. So the plasma membrane is not a single layer, it is formed of two layers and these two layers is formed by the lipids. Now this lipid is actually a phospholipid. Phospholipid means a lipid chain which contains phosphate group. The next thing which is said is, as you can see here, there are several shady things which is present embedded in the plasma membrane. These shady things are nothing but the proteins. There are many proteins which are found embedded in the plasma membrane. And let me tell you students, these proteins are of two types. And that two types are peripheral protein and integral protein. Now peripheral protein, periphery means outside, at the boundary. So these are the proteins which are present on the surface. That's why they are also known as the surface protein. So these proteins are present on either of the lipid bilayer and can be seen from outside. So this and these are the peripheral proteins. Next is the integral protein. These integral proteins are comparatively bigger in size and covers both the lipid bilayers. They are found covering both the lipid bilayers. This is an integral protein. You can see here it is connecting both the layers, this upper layer also and lower layer. Last is, there are some chains of carbohydrates which can be found in this plasma membrane. Now, due to a lipid bilayer, this plasma membrane is elastic in nature. So elastic is something that which can be pulled and again come back to its own original shape. So here elasticity doesn't mean that plasma membrane can be pulled, but here elasticity of fluidity refers that anything can move out due to its elastic nature, due to its loose nature. It is not rigid, it is not hard. Due to this gap present between the plasma membrane, it helps in the transfer of materials. So there are many small materials which can be transferred straight away from this lipid bilayer. Second are about the proteins. These proteins helps in the transfer of the big materials, big molecules which needs to be transported out of the cell. For example, glucose. So this integral protein or the surface protein, they carry the glucose and pass it out of the cell. Okay, so in this way they actually make the transfer of the big molecules easier. Alright, now this carbohydrates. You have already studied in your earlier classes that carbohydrates are sources of energy. So these carbohydrates provide the energy which is required while passing the materials out of the cell or bringing them inside. So here you can see that this elastic nature, presence of the protein, presence of the carbohydrate actually makes the process of transfer of materials in and out of the cell easier for the plasma membrane. So this was about the entire structure of the plasma membrane. Next we have cell wall. Students, in plant cells and some bacteria and fungus, there is an additional layer which is known as the cell wall. So this cell wall is nothing but an additional external covering apart from the cell membrane or plasma membrane, which is found in all the plant cells and in some bacteria and fungus. In case of plant cell, this cell wall is made up of cellulose. In bacteria, this cell wall is composed of peptidoglycan, and in fungus, this cell wall is made up of chitin. So these cell walls have different composition in different organisms or plants, and this cell wall provides mechanical strength to the cell. It is completely absent in case of animal cell. So you can say that on the basis of the presence of the cell wall, cells are two types. One which have the cell wall and the other which do not. All the plant cells, they possess cell wall, and it is completely absent in the animal cell. So students, this was all about the first part of the cell structure, that is the plasma membrane. In the next class, we shall discuss about the second part of the cell structure, that is nucleus. That's all for today, students. Thank you.